Leak.
One, two, one, two.
Ja, Barista is learn espresso is learn milk espresso is
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now we are ready for our preliminaries in Baristas 2025. Our first out of 8 contestants is Lucy Borova from Alchemist. She finished the preparation time of 15 minutes, and I think we've got judges' teams in place also. So, welcome judges! Head judge Silje Arnevik from Norway. Our sensory judges are Magnus Alban, also from Norway. It's Narden Sonel from Cyprus. It's Aya Clement from Denmark, and Andre Sedlak. He's Czech and he's based in Ireland. Our technical judges are Tom Zweige from Germany and Balind Metzaros from Norway. And we also have a shadow judge. It's Pablo Menu from France. Welcome, judges.
No. Time. Hello and welcome. Today I want to share an omakase experience with you. An experience built through dedication, precision, and respect for the ingredients. Omakase is a Japanese concept that I find deeply personal. It means I leave it up to you, a gesture of trust between you and me. The coffee that I believe reflects these values, and the one I will be using today comes from Hacienda La Papaya in Ecuador. I visited Juan and met him on a trip there even before I started to work with coffee, where he shared every project they are working on and his journey with me. This visit made me believe that the dreams can come true if you have enough dedication. I will grind all the coffee now, and I will be back with you shortly. I will start with grinding shots for my espresso serving. Afterwards, I will change the grind setting and flush some coffee, because I will be using different one for the milk and signature beverage. Now, judges, let me introduce you to Juan's story. He started as an agronomist, initially by building a highly specialized rose farm. Unfortunately, just before the first harvest, a violent hailstorm destroyed everything. He was not a coffee producer, But with his farm in ruins, he decided to use all his knowledge and scientific approach towards the coffee trees he had planted at his father's hacienda just out of curiosity while he was studying. Back then, he had no idea that he was planting the foundation of his future. It was his dedication which later helped him to become one of the best coffee producers in the world. I will start with grinding shots for my signature beverage and let them cool down in a hyper chiller and get back to this later on. The recipe I will be using for all my espressos today is 21 grams in and 40 grams out. The coffee I will be using for your espresso serving is natural Típica Mejorado coming from the Hacienda La Papaya located in the northern part of Saraguro. As an addition, this coffee was fermenting in oak barrels. This high altitude at 2,000 meters above the sea level slows down the ripening of the cherries, which increases their sugar level and density of the seeds, helping us to achieve more intensity and complexity in the cup. The coffee, or the cherries for this coffee, are harvested by only 2 people who are trained to harvest the ripest cherries at 24 bricks. After being harvested, the cherries are fermenting in oak barrels for 5 days in a temperature-controlled environment below 18 degrees. These oak barrels contains a specific microorganism which impact the fermentation by creating new flavors, as well as the velvet texture in your espresso. This experimental approach to create something completely new inspired me to create the first serving of your omakase experience today, showcasing Juan's dedication. In my espresso, you will find the flavors of pink grapefruit, cherry, and a toffee with velvet texture and a bright acidity. Please evaluate the crema before you stir the espresso, and afterwards, please place the spoon in a cup in front of you. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Please enjoy. Please enjoy.
Lasten er langt af det engelske, så er der jo musikken af det.
Det har du da selv valgt, ikke?
Jo.
I leave it up to you. Jeg tror, det er ligesom
Judges, we roasted this coffee on a lowering roaster for 10 minutes with an end temperature of 209 degrees with an extend Maillard phase. We aimed for 12% development time to support the sweetness in the cup. The coffee I will be using for your milk beverage is also Juan's Típica Mejorado, dried as a natural process, but without the fermentation stage in the oak barrels. The cherries are dried for 30 days in a 50% of shade in a room where the temperature never reaches over 40 degrees. This classic natural process helps us to support the floral notes of the coffee as well as balance the body and texture. I found this to work incredibly well with the sweetness and rich texture of the milk coming from the farm just outside of Copenhagen called Sydtofte. I combined each espresso with 70 grams of milk, which I am steaming up to 55 degrees to support the round and sweet mouthfeel. In the milk beverage, you will find the flavors of butterscotch, dried pear, and a milk chocolate. Judges, precision in every step is an important part of the omakase experience, which I am showcasing you today through my milk beverage. Now, judges, let me introduce you to the last element of your omakase experience, representing the respect for the ingredients. I will combine 4 ingredients together to create new flavors as well without losing each one's original character. I will start with using 2 shots of the natural typical mejorado I brewed earlier. My next ingredient is 4 grams of yuzu juice to support the acidity and balance the sweetness. My third ingredient is an alcohol-free sake, also known as a koji water. I made it myself in advance, but let me walk you through it. First, I steam 3 kilos of rice and combine them with 5 grams of koji spores and 5 grams of rice flour. This mixture is fermenting for 48 hours at 30 degrees. And lastly, I put it in I blend it in 1:1 ratio with water at 60 degrees. The last step, I use centrifuge to separate liquid and the solid part, and for my signature beverage, I am using only the liquid part to support the texture of the signature beverage. And my last ingredient, to honor Juan's journey, I am adding 10 grams of the rose syrup, made by infusing water, sugar, and rose petals at the low temperature. To integrate all the ingredients together, I'm using nitrogen. In my signature beverage, you will find the flavors of lemon curd, lavender, and a pink grapefruit. Judges, Juan's dedication, precision, and respect for the ingredients made it possible for us to enjoy his coffee today. These principles are an important part of the omakase experience, which is why I am showcasing it and sharing his story with you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for coming along the journey. And regarding the drinking instructions for the signature beverage, in a true omakase fashion, I leave it up to you. Time.
This was our first competitor, Lucy Cordova from Alchemist. And Lucy, we'd like to talk to you a little bit, but also the judges. Yeah, it's a little narrow space here because we also have our second competitor putting up his station right now. But Lucy, you're from Alchemist.
Yes.
Yeah, so you work with food also, do you?
I work as a front of house, so everything you can imagine by that.
Okay, is this your first time competing?
Yes.
Yeah? But you also worked with coffee before, right?
For a little bit over a year.
Okay.
So still very fresh.
Okay, cool. And how did it go?
I was a little too slow, but otherwise very well.
You decided to finish with style, right? It's also, I mean, you need to compose and serve 12 beverages in 15 minutes, right? So it is, it's quite hectic, this one.
But it was wonderful.
Yeah, cool. Will you tell us a little bit about your presentation and your choices?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, it was all about showcasing the story of Hacienda La Papaya from Ecuador, because it was the first coffee farm I visited in my life. And even though the farmer was having really rough life and rough start, he still took really good care of us when we were there, tried to show us every project and everything they are working on. And for sure, I will remember that forever.
Cool, thank you. Okay, but the best of luck to you, and when the judges are done, you can say goodbye to them, and I'll just turn to the other side here.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So this was Lucy, our first contestant from Alchemist, Lucy Cordova. And now on our second station, which is actually our first station, it's Santiago Chiveta Mastrota from Coffee Collective having his setup time. We always have a little bit more than 10 minutes left here, so we'll have a small break here while Santiago is setting up, and we'll get back to you when the setup time is done.